There's officially only 3 weeks left until I move into college. And saying that out loud sounds literally insane because it seemed like just yesterday I was saying I had 3 months left until I moved into college. But it's starting to get real. It's honestly starting to feel like the days are numbered because they are and they have been, but it's the first day of August today and I'm moving into college in 3 weeks. So today I just kind of wanted to reflect a little bit about what's been happening my entire summer, what I'm excited for college, and just reminding myself that although these last few months have felt so fast, I've done so much. So let's go back, let's take a journey towards the beginning of the summer and just appreciate how far I've come and set up a great kind of celebration for these last 3 weeks. So, towards the end of May is when I graduated from high school. I was a part of my high school's class of 2026, and this was a very joyous celebration for me. It was awesome because I had so much family come from all around the country, really, to celebrate with me. My aunt and my cousin, my uncle came from Nebraska. I had family from New York. My great aunt came all the way from Florida, and it was just amazing seeing everyone. But I remember during this time, it felt super busy. Like, there's so many things going on each day. Although we didn't have any homework or schoolwork or class or anything like that, it felt like, I don't know, I feel like every day was just, there's so much going on. Like I had the obligations of doing graduation practices, preparing for my grad party, hanging out with family. I was still trying to keep up with consistent workouts. And it was a little overwhelming. So fast forward to June 2nd, I believe, that was the day of my graduation. And this day was special for me for a few reasons. The first was obviously because I graduated. That was so cool. I was actually very fortunate enough to have support from my parents and have an amazing high school career with a lot of support from my teachers, and the fact that I was able to graduate as the valedictorian of my class. My class had around 430 students, and this was one of the greatest honors I could ever have had because I think it's a testament to my hard work, yes, but also the fact that I have so many amazing supporters in me, or not in me, around me, and I've had so many amazing supporters around me throughout my entire life, and I'm just so grateful for them. But I woke up this morning and it wasn't just special because it was graduation. It was also special because this morning was the first time I was able to run a consecutive mile straight without pain in my Achilles. I'd been struggling with an Achilles injury in my right Achilles for the past 3 or 4 months before this point, and I'd been in PT about a month before. And this morning was the first day I was able to run a mile straight pain-free. And coming from someone who loves running, I would honestly say running is part of my identity. Like, it's part of who I am. Not being able to run for 4 months, it really took a toll on me. But being able to run my first mile straight, I always remember it. I was in my basement, I was on the treadmill. I and when I finished that mile, I was listening to music, and I'll always remember the song I was listening to. It was called, oh my gosh, All Night by Icona Pop. And every time I hear that song, I'm just reminded of like joy and celebration for the fact that I was able to, run that mile again. And I remember screaming in my basement, and my aunt was upstairs, and she was like, "What was that?" And I was like, "I was able to run a mile." And it was just an amazing morning to a very special day. But graduation, it rolls around. Um, and because I graduated as valedictorian, I had to give a speech. So I chose to give a speech on my favorite childhood snack, goldfish. And I remember titling the speech Snack Time and standing up in front of a group of 430 students plus thousands of family members. I expected myself to be a little bit more nervous, but it was all just so overwhelming during that time that it didn't really sink in for me. Um, and delivering the speech was truly special because I was able to honor my mom and a message she told me when I was younger that I incorporated into the speech. She told me that while you can never change your situation, you can always change how you respond. And that was basically my entire premise for the speech. I was talking about how you might never be able to control your situation in life. You may never be able to control, if you happen to get into a bad car accident and you injured yourself, or if maybe one of your best friends decides to not talk to you as much anymore. You can't control that. But what you can control is your outlook on life and how you respond. And that's always stuck with me. And I think that's a message that helped to inspire me and guide me through my high school years as I was growing up. And I'm so glad I started the summer off strong with this message and being able to spread it to all these people at graduation. This was a very celebratory time. Actually, a few days before, we had my graduation party, and it was truly amazing because we had hundreds of family and friends show up to celebrate with us, and I had such an amazing time at this party, and my mom did a great job planning, so really appreciative about that. But in terms of what I've done with the rest of my summer, a few days after graduation, I went to a beach about 2 hours away from where I live with a group of 10 of my friends, and we did what's called Senior Week. It's a tradition where you get together with your friends and you just have a week of fun and memories and just get to enjoy the time together. And this was one of the best weeks of my life. I really enjoyed, I dormed, or I kind of roomed with one of my best friends and my other friend from cross country. And it was just an amazing time. We hung out on the beach, we watched the sunset. We went and we got great food, we got some ice cream. We played outside, we went to the gym, we went on runs. Like, we did so many fun things. And in the moment, you're kind of like, this is just my life. But when you look back and you are in a different portion of life and you look back at how fun it was and how amazing that segment of summer was, you really begin to appreciate all of the people and all of the connections and memories you made there. And I remember arriving back home from senior week, just not feeling entirely appreciative of what I just experienced, because that was such a fun time with my friends. And a few weeks later, it finally dawned on me the fact that I was so lucky to go to a beach with my friends. Bless my friend and his grandparents, they allowed us to stay at his house for completely free, which was honestly insane. The fact that they allowed us to do that, I'll always be grateful. And we really made the most of the time there. We made sure to clean it up and everything. But yeah. After senior week, started a kind of 2-week long period of what I'll call the grind. This is where I started working on a business idea that I had, going around helping neighbors with yard work. And I started to do that every single day. I was out in the sun, working hard, Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends. And I was also trying to keep up with a consistent exercise schedule, and I was back to running as well. And I just got kind of consumed in trying to do more and more and more. And it got to the point where it felt like resting was doing a disservice to myself. And I think that sometimes if you have tried to go on really productive stints, you can kind of know what I mean. And it was to the point where we were on vacation. We went to Hawaii. This is where I got this shirt, actually. It's a chicken shirt. There's lots of roosters in the island of Kauai. They actually wake you up in the morning. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. But it got to the point where I was on vacation and I really wasn't letting myself relax. And I feel like I should have just done a better job of letting myself kind of enjoy the time. But towards the end of vacation, obviously, I settled in and I was having fun at the pool and at the beach. And I feel so blessed that I was able to work, first of all, but that I kind of earned that vacation with my family. And it was so amazing because we got to go to the island of Kauai, which is so pretty. It's very lush. It has a beautiful landscape. Then we traveled to the big island of Hawaii for about 4 to 5 more days. And on this big island, we had luau on the last night, which was super fun. We got to see them pull the pig from the ground and do the little ceremony, and that was really amazing. And then we finally finished in Oahu, which is the big city. I remember on that last night, I swam in the beach, and then I kind of, it was right as the sun was setting, and I was like, man, I'm so thankful for all of the time I had on vacation and all of the time I've had up until this point in the summer. And the last night was actually July 4th, so we got to watch the fireworks on the beach, and it was an amazing experience. And then I came home, and it was kind of just back to the routine. I was working every single day, helping neighbors out. I also work at a local pharmacy, and in addition to that, I was helping my grandfather out. I started to also produce some more YouTube videos. If you've seen on the channel recently, I've been getting big into some of the fitness videos, and I was also doing like a bucket list series at the time, which I kind of fizzled out a bit once I lost a little bit of passion. But I was definitely in the work hard mentality of the summer. And I'm not gonna lie, those weeks went fast. During those weeks, I just gotta remind myself I made a lot of good money that I'm proud of. I was able to build work ethic and produce multiple YouTube videos that I've been proud of. And I was able to stay consistent with my fitness and exercise routine. And I think I built a lot of discipline during the month of July. But now it's already August. And I feel like the month of July went so fast. It's like you're grinding towards a common goal, but sometimes you never stop and let yourself appreciate everything you've done. I've been on 2 amazing vacations this summer. I went to Hawaii, and I also went to visit my aunt, which was something I also did in July. I've gained strength in the gym. I've gotten back to running. It was actually this point last week that I quote unquote graduated from physical therapy. I had my last session. My PT, she was amazing. I have so much respect for physical therapists and what they do to help people. And I'm just so incredibly grateful for everything she helped me go through, and the fact that I was able to stay consistent through the summer even when it got tough with that. Additionally, I produced YouTube videos that I was proud of. I've learned lots of great editing skills. I've learned how to incorporate text and graphics into DaVinci Resolve, which has been super fun. And I've also been building up my base with running. I've been able to run longer, and I feel very healthy and fit right now. But one thing that I'd like to improve on for these last 3 weeks is spending more time with family and being able to just live in the moment, because doing so much and trying to be so productive has honestly cost me the feeling of comfort and relaxation. So I'm hoping that for these next 3 weeks, I can just chill a little bit. I'm kind of done with the jobs. I have these 3 weeks to hang out with my family, with my friends, to just have an amazing time. And while it is sad that I only have 3 weeks left, I get to say that I have 3 weeks left. And it's not even that difficult to say that, because college is going to be so exciting for me. I found out my roommates. I've been doing dorm shopping with my mom. She's been amazing, helping just get everything settled into that. And I'm feeling excited. I was also placed into this thing called the Outdoor Action Program, which is going to be a hiking and backpacking trip. And I'm really excited for that because last summer I went on a backpacking trip up in New Mexico with my buddies through Scouts. It's called Philmont, and it was one of the most genuinely life-changing moments and trips of my life. And although it's not going to be 12 days like last summer, it's only going to be 4, I'm going to meet so many new friends, and it's going to be amazing. Although I am kind of scared for the heavy course load coming up, especially because I'm going to a more prestigious university, and I don't even really know my classes yet, I'm excited. And I made a video about this a few weeks ago, but college is going to be a time where I get to reinvent myself and learn new things and make new connections. And while it's scary, it's also really exciting because it's a new chapter of my life. So, man, 3 weeks left. It's starting to set in a bit, but I'm gonna try to make these the best 3 weeks of the summer so far. And even if they aren't, even if I just have a chill time, I'll still appreciate them because what's coming up is something that is so exciting for me and I'm looking forward to so much. So, if you guys have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna enjoy my summer. Might start on a new video idea that I have, and I hope that you guys have had an amazing, blessed day so far. And if you are going to college next year, comment what you're excited for, and yeah, see you guys in the next one.